just another winter's tale.
I can't believe we've never forgotten to press record. Well, we haven't for the South Africa series.
What?
We haven't for the South Africa series.
No. Professionals.
Very much so. How are you?
All right, how are you?
All right, I've got a headache. I need water. I think I need water. Can I go and get water? Sorry.
Can I go and get water, girl?
Water, girl.
You've left me with a dry mouth. You've left me with a bitter taste, girl.
Bitter taste, girl, yeah.
Can I go and get water?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Can I go and get water, girl?
Water, girl, yeah.
How did you feel?
When?
Then Phil, F-I-L-L.
Oh, I sang a song.
Oh, cool. This is a big one for us, isn't it? This is a bit of a Gracelands for us getting Rob Beckett on here.
Yeah, it is. I wonder if he'll go, God, I love these two. I might start a pod with them.
What, to fit it in between all my successful projects.
Yeah. This is successful.
Yeah,
This
this
is successful.
comparable. If The Rock was doing this podcast, he wouldn't probably see it as successful.
Oh, I think you got to not judge yourself against The Rock. Is
No,
that what
but
you do?
Yeah, well, I reckon Rob Beckett does.
You'll never be happy if you do that. No.
No, but I think he's a chatterbiscuit, isn't he? Oh, I didn't tell you, did I? Joe Lycett texted me over the weekend, and he left a voice message, and he said, "Oh, I've just been catching up," and he gave me a big list of things to get for heartburn. Because we were talking about having heartburn. He said, "Oh, tell David this,
Me?
get this," because we both had heartburn.
No, you had it.
I know, I'd had it, but you'd had it.
After my summer of wine.
Yeah, so he was like, "Here's some," and it was like a really in-depth message.
Oh, wow.
about
Joe suffers from heartburn. Joe Lycett suffers from heartburn.
all over the Daily Mail. That would be, but it was
How
really
good's
sweet.
his fucking new video?
Oh, amazing! It's so good.
I played it to Naomi and she just went, shh, I can't remember. Bright as a button, that one. Yeah.
Oh my god, I saw his show,
Did you?
his stand-up show.
Oh, did
It's
you?
fucking brilliant. It's like, oh fuck, he's good. But like, he's good, and he's brilliant, and the idea is brilliant. It's like a double.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the idea is.
Sorry, I'm trying to find a Lego bit. Were you trying to deconstruct it?
No, I wasn't, because I was so in.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
wow.
I think that's the biggest, because look, if you're doing something in that ilk, you know what I mean. You go, and I was like, oh, let's see how he does it. Like 4 minutes in, I was just watching, going fuck. And then afterwards, I did a bit of that, and I was like, oh god, even that. Looking back, I didn't see any of that. Like, it's because I spoke to him about it afterwards, went for a drink, and he sort of seeds stuff and whatever, but you wouldn't know. And the payoff and everything's fucking amazing, and it's like. It's such a big idea, and so much work's gone into it, and yeah, and it's really funny and brilliant. It's just crackers. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, I would say go and see it. I think it's sold out everywhere.
Is it?
Yeah, but I think if it's not, try. I'm not saying don't try. Have you ever had a wart removed?
No.
Fucking hell, it hurts.
Oh. Felt like I had about 2 miles of petrol in the tank, and it's all been used up in the.
Oh, well,
it just came to a standstill.
I know, mid my sentence.
You can't. Yeah, you can't plan when your car runs out of puff.
Imagine just talking to someone in front of you going, oh. Fucking knock. The trouble is, my confidence isn't that knocked. Weirdly.
It is early, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially when oh my god, it rained so much last night. I hardly slept. I might have to have a nap at some point. So, this is all Rob's fault.
Please, look. This is an elephant in the room. Please read out your stand-up headlines on your hand, please. Just give me 3 of them. So Joe's written that, like, he did stand-up last night. He's written.
There was no elephant in the room. You just saw it.
Yeah, I know, but I thought, he won't want to talk about it. I was like,
No,
fuck
I'm
it.
not gonna. I'm not gonna.
You're not going to talk about it?
No. No, because I don't want to go
Reveal
right. Well,
my...
no, I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to go. Well, I'm not doing that anymore.
Oh.
Which will happen.
Oh, you're so sensitive around it. Come out.
What's your digging? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello, Rob. So,
hello, Rob.
look at you.
Welcome to
good.
Chatterbix.
Crunch, crunch.
Ready. Thanks, mate. You ready to do some heavy lifting?
What time is it where you are?
Well, it's 4:00 in the afternoon.
Oh, the snoozy period.
Well, I feel weird. I've been up since 3 a.m, which is not very good when you're trying to get over jet lag, is it?
Oh, fuck.
So I'm
Why
all right
the hell
then.
are you doing this?
Well, I thought this might wake me up.
Oh dear.
But
I'll
be
tell you
all
what
right.
happened a minute ago. I was saying something and David went, oh.
You do too many episodes. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Fucking right we do.
Yeah.
You need an intervention.
Yeah, thing
Do you
is,
know-
we did 2 episodes a week and the numbers started falling dramatically.
Feelings.
Yeah, but that's because there was less. You were doing less shows, wasn't it?
No, because we're thinking about doing 3 episodes a day.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. You look ready for it. You look primed.
How many a week are you prepared to do?
What, with you guys? I don't know, but you
Yeah.
two at the moment look like you're sat outside a train station begging. What's this outfit?
Fucking hell, David, we've done it
It's
again.
fucking 7:50 here, son.
David, we've done it again. We've dressed the
I
same.
know.
I hate this.
I like it. What
It's
makes
so
you?
weird.
It's happened so much, Rob. It's weird.
Oh, if Rob had dressed like that, it was meant to be. But he
Yeah, but
hasn't.
I couldn't pack that kind of clothes for Australia. I'm wearing my comfy
is-
in the hotel t-shirt
Where are you in Australia?
at Perth.
How hot is it?
It's 30 degrees and the
I
sun's
bet
here.
you're not good in the heat. I bet you're not good in the heat. are
I'm
you?
all right, but my skin's
I
not.
bet you're not.
I'm all
No.
right, but it's just the skin.
Oh, really?
No,
Go red quick.
Not too bad, but no, it's
How
it's
long have you
hot.
been over there for?
I landed yesterday, so I feel all weird. I landed.
I thought I saw you did a gig somewhere over
No,
there.
Yeah,
I've
I've got not yet. No, that was in Southend. I've been the last week. I was in Derry, Belfast. I recorded my show, my special in Southend, and then I flew out on Monday.
What? What's it called? The Cliffs or whatever.
No, Southend Cliffs. Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
Stop me if I start being weird because I start speaking, and because I'm jet lagged, I start thinking of something else. Do you ever do that when you're
It's
jet
all
lagged?
right. Yeah.
No,
Or is
I've
this
never had
perfect
more
for the
than-
show?
I've never had more than 2 thoughts at once. If
All
I'm
right.
honest. We just sort of stop and then think of something else.
I'm all good though, but a bit like.
How long are
a
you
bit
over
woozy.
there for?
A month.
Are you doing the jungle after stuff?
No, nothing's that. They don't do that anymore.
Oh, right.
That stopped. So I'm just doing shows. But literally, I got here, I landed, went out for dinner, and then as I went out the doors, Sandy Tosvig was in front of me because she's
What?
doing Perth as well on the same night.
Fuck. Do you know Al Stick, Alistair Gray?
Yes.
He went out
He
with her.
he's going out with it. But we'll have to cut this.
Why'd you have to cut that? That's funny. You cut too much. You've got to stop doing them fucking honks. Either properly cut it out, don't honk it up.
No, it's too much effort. No,
Surely it's
Sandy-
easier to
I did
snip
some
it.
editing the other day, Rob, and there
Yeah.
were some honks from a previous episode, and I just left them in over there.
You might self-sabotage.
I know.
But anyway, Alistair Green was in the Isle of Skye having a cream tea or whatever, and Holly Walsh and John Petrie walked in.
It's weird, isn't it? And it's not even a festival. Like, if it's Edinburgh, you'll get it, or Melbourne. But anyway,
Yeah, he was just having a cup of tea in fucking Shetland.
Fuck, you're over there for a month, Rob.
yeah, it's quite brutal. But it's
How many gigs is that?
I'm doing two. I'm doing Perth. Yeah, 2 gigs. Just I like a bit of downtime in between.
How many are there?
two in Perth, and then I'm doing 1 in Brisbane, 1 in Canberra, 1 in Melbourne, 2 in Sydney, 1 in Adelaide. Then I go to New Zealand to do Auckland, Christchurch, Wellington.
Right. I hope this doesn't sound rude.
Yeah,
Can I
go
ask
on.
a question?
Yeah.
How do they know you over there?
I've got no idea, and I didn't think they did. They do, because I thought I was doing little 200-300 seaters, like smaller rooms. But actually, some of them are like. So the one in Perth, I'm doing 1,000 seater. I'm doing 2 nights here, and then Sydney, I thought was 600. It's 1,600, and the first night sold out. The second one's doing all right. But I think it's YouTube and Taskmaster.
Taskmaster.
Or yeah, because I was on Taskmaster. But well, you've done Taskmaster yet, David? Have you? Why don't you go and do that?
I couldn't look at me.
What? Yeah, perfect. I'd watch it. You sat at the end.
I couldn't.
Just bailing out.
I couldn't.
You could. Do you know what?
I could. I'm so out of my comfort zone under those lights.
No, you're not really. Not once you get going.
I thought you were saying out of shape.
Once you rev up, you've just been out the game too long. That's what it is.
Is it really Taskmaster that's giving you the...
I've got no idea. I don't know really.
I reckon it's YouTube.
It's mainly YouTube.
clips.
What do you mean YouTube?
So
Stuff like
cats,
YouTube.
8 out of 10 cats. So you'd do well over here, Joe, because of all your cats. 8 out of 10 cats does really well on YouTube.
That's nuts.
Yeah, but even years ago, I went to Iceland and I was just on holiday and a bloke come up to me and can I have a photo? I was like, what?
Oh, yeah, I'm big in Iceland. No, I'm big in Iceland. Yeah.
But it's weird.
We're all big in Iceland, Rob.
Well, that's what sent McIntyre proper huge was his clips were being shared on Facebook all around the world. So he'll do like 3 nights in arenas anywhere in the world.
Who will?
Michael McIntyre.
Who? Oh, right. I
God, I haven't thought about the YouTube. Of course.
Yeah, so it just goes everywhere. So they're mad.
Yeah.
Fuck, that is weird. So there's nowhere you can go now, basically.
What do you mean?
English speaking, like
Yeah. I don't know. But you must be used to people stopping you now, Joe. Not you as much, David, but Joe, you must be. And I'm joking.
No, I don't. Honestly, it would do my head in.
Yeah, but I used to. But you have to find a bit of an acceptance with it because you guys talk a lot about the showing off, which makes me laugh. But you're both in denial because you are show offs.
I know.
Oh, you've hit a fucking nerve. Get him out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I'm just saying. But you have to accept it.
Fucking hell.
You've got to surrender to it.
Fucking hell.
Do you surrender?
Fucking hell.
I think we need to
Do
talk
you
about this.
surrender to being a show off? Do you
Yes.
go, I'm a show off?
Yes, you have to because we are. We
When I
like.
spoke about it, and I said, I've got a real problem with showing off on stage. Oh, I haven't got a problem with that.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
But
right.
I just
I
hear
thought
it
everyone
all
had
the
a
time.
problem with it.
Yeah, but if you unpack anything enough, you will have a problem with it. You know, like you used to talk about footballers showing off. It's football. Like you said, are they showing off?
We started talking about that. Is playing football showing off?
No, it's not. It's just expressing yourself.
We think it is. We think it is.
Yeah, but no,
all
but
dressing in the same fucking uniform
all right.
and then going out and going.
All right.
Here
What
we
about
go,
doctors?
look at us,
Okay, what about a
we're kicking the
doctor?
ball fast.
What about a doctor doing an
Fucking
operation?
twats.
Oh,
Yeah.
a doctor did an operation.
Stay
That
at home,
fucking
mate.
wanker.
Let someone
Got his
else
little
do it.
uniform on in his big building. Oh, look at you. Oh, look at me. I've just done a
Honestly,
heart
yeah.
bypass. Oh, no, great.
I honestly think, who
Yeah,
do
but
you
you won't
think
have
you
to
are?
on YouTube, will you?
Who do you think you are? What's that?
Yeah, well, you won't get a doctor on YouTube going, click and like, subscribe here. And
If you like the way I took this heart out, give us a like.
Sign up to my Patreon for extra content.
For extra hearts I've taken out. No.
you don't see doctors travel over to Perth, Rob, to show off in an arena.
I'm doing appendicitis in Adelaide.
Yeah, but you don't get to choose. You don't get to choose your thing, do you? Unfortunately for you, your thing is attention, and you're good at it.
Oh,
and
God,
people love it.
attention. Oh,
No, but it is.
no,
You like it.
Rob.
You
Rob,
do
this was
something.
meant to be this was meant to be fun.
No, we did this.
No, I just think it's a good. But I struggle with
All
that
the
as well.
people you work with, Rob,
Yeah.
are they all cool with showing off?
No,
They're
not at
all
all.
happy.
Absolutely not. So this might be going a bit deep. It might work. I used to be so harsh on myself, like fuck it, you're shit. Like, I'll be on stage doing a joke, and my head would go, Kevin Bridges can do that better than you. That's not good enough. That's not good. Constant, not good enough. Not good enough all the time. Or why are you even doing this? Pathetic, so neat, and all that. But that you just have to ignore. You have to ignore it or accept that.
Bury
voice.
it down. You're saying,
and then
cool therapy, good therapy.
yeah,
Bury it
just
down.
bury it down and hide it. But no, but then you have to sort of accept it and go, no, this is what you do like doing it, or you wouldn't do it.
I spoke to someone about this. I had therapy about this. I went to see someone, and he said, "What, would you rather sit in the audience and watch the people on the stage?" I went, "Well," he said, "well, if you want to live an unadventurous life, then feel free."
It's true.
And I did go, "Oh yeah." And then after a few months, I was like, "No, I do want to be them. I do want to be them."
Oh, you do want to be in the audience.
Yeah.
Really?
I want to meet this therapist
No.
who says things like that,
Well, like, I went to watch Lewis Capaldi on like a date night with Lou, my wife, and I sort of sat there. I really, liked Lewis Capaldi and enjoyed it. And Lou went, "Look at the stage." Then I was like, "What?" And I found myself, I was just looking at the audience, like as if just like looking at it the wrong way
though.
round.
Soaking it all in.
Yeah, thinking it was
Soaking the
me.
applause on his behalf.
Fucking hell.
I love the idea of you sat completely the
Yeah.
opposite way.
No, it wasn't complete, but I was sort of shifting in my seat. But I was watching it going, I think I prefer it the other way round.
Fuck. So you literally going, "Oh no, yeah, I like it that way." Them all looking at me.
Well, I think I do. I still enjoyed the gig and it was fun, but if I had to choose one or the other, I'd rather be performing it.
Well, it is. It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's exciting. I always kind of thought most people would like to have a go and experience what it's like. I think.
Without
of
the
course.
fear factor, people would love to do it without the horrible.
So is everyone a
shitting.
show off?
No, not really. Certain
No,
personalities aren't.
there's some decent people in this world.
No, but but what's wrong with being a show off? If it's suitable to you, there's nothing wrong with it. What's the problem?
I think it's that.
No, it's true. What is the problem?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
We can have a different opinion. I'm not
think
saying I'm right.
All right, okay, not this.
What's your problem with it, Joe?
Oh God, I feel sick. I think it's because.
Is it your mates going, "Look at you cunt"?
Who do you? Yeah, it's just like, look at that prat.
Right.
It's definitely my
Yeah, but
mates from
so
school.
who's saying that?
Yeah.
Who's saying that?
Yeah.
Who's saying
Well,
that?
most people I've ever been
It's
around.
Simon Cockfield, isn't it?
No, they're not.
It's big old Si.
Simon, you fucking bastard! Why won't you let me fly?
They won't,
No,
they
it's
won't be
me.
saying
It's
that. They'll be your
Perfectly
own
lovely
voice.
Simon.
It'll be your own voice. It won't be the people saying it.
Yeah, no, it is. Of course
I
it
used,
is.
I used to get really worried about what I wore, like, going out for a night out. I'd be like, oh, does that look all right? I'll wear that, and like, what will people think of my outfit? Like when I was like 17 and going out. Then I realised, once I stood there, I was like, everyone else in this room's worrying about what everyone thinks about their clothes, but no one gives a shit because they're all worrying about their own clothes.
Oh my God. Do
When
you
have you ever gone to watch a comedian and gone, "God, look at him showing off up there"? You don't.
No.
You absolutely love to be entertained.
I'd be annoyed if they weren't showing off. Go and fucking put some effort in, mate. You're up there, the light's
Yeah.
on you, you got a mic, fucking give it some. What's the point otherwise?
I'd love to be watching you say that. At
That's
me.
what I want our Chatterpick
Come
show
on,
to be, though.
fucking wake up.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want a
Can we have a
chef
little
not showing off. Oh, he's done porridge again. Why? He doesn't want to show off.
Oh my God, it's true. Get on with it. You
You're good at
fucking
something.
pig.
You're both incredibly talented at something. You're naturals. You are. That's your bad voice telling you you're not. You're both incredible at your job. You enjoy it, and everyone enjoys you when you do it. So what's the problem?
Brian Logan.
because he's really forcing your bad voice, but the bad voice don't matter. But anyway, I won't keep badgering on. But
All right, Rob, when you were giving all yourself jip for
Yes.
not being good enough, what
Yeah.
changed?
what changed was I basically got massively overwhelmed and almost had a breakdown where I was just
Did you?
like, yeah. Well, so I wrote about it in my book, but when I was in South Africa, so like, there's a thing where like you sort of have an idea of when you are a bit negative to yourself, and I think you had the same with your film. You give yourself a thing, go, well, your voice is telling you sit down. I think, well, if I do this, for me it was like sell out Hammersmith Apollo, do a big tour, get a sort of TV show, be able to buy a house, have a wife and kids. That was the thing. So I was like, I tell you what, I'm this fucking stupid fat loser. If I get that, it'll all be sorted. And then basically, I got flown. I was in business class, but for this TV show, and then they upgraded me to first class. So I ended up flying first class to South Africa with Ramesh to watch the cricket, and I was being paid to film a show about the England cricket team in Cape Town.
Sorry, mate. But
And I'm sat there, and then I get there, and someone hands me a beer. I've been there about 2 hours, and then the camera comes to me, and then I down the beer in front of the whole crowd, and it gets a massive cheer because I'm on the big screen, and it goes on Sky Sports, and we're out. Then I just finished the tour, and everything was happy at home, and I was just in the hotel. I was like, could never be more fed up because I've been pushing myself to do this stuff and then once I got it all, I realised that's not really what I want. I was just, and then so I felt like that, and then I went and spoke to a therapist, and then it was basically lockdown, and that helped me because it took my work away because I was working way too hard. I was sort of running off the poverty mindset, and where you just basically get the money in because it's all going to go when you're not used to having any money, kind of thing. So that was what it was, and then I've sort of done lots of therapy to sort of help me with it. But
Okay.
And I think that's why me and Ramesh worked so well, because that negative voice, I was always backing him up, going, "No, you're smashing it," and he was always backing me up. And then when I read the audio book for my book, I had a panic attack trying to do it the first time because
a genuine panic attack.
Proper anxiety attack. I'm not very good at reading out loud because dyslexia and stuff, and not very academic. And I was just and also I was quite personal in the book. I was like, I had a complete panic attack. Went home, and then I had to literally say I cannot do it to like the producers and I just went home and rung my agent, and then I went back in the next day and managed to do it. And then, I was getting really upset as I was reading it. And I remember, as I got towards the end, I heard a little voice going, "Well done, Rob, you're doing really well." And that is the first time in my life I'd ever heard a positive when I'm trying to do something that I want to do. And it was like, oh my God, it felt like someone had burst in the room. I was like, sort of looked around a bit because I was like, when your head just bang, bang, bang of that sort of negative voice. Anyway, and that was the first sort of time, and then I've got loads of different like coping mechanisms and stuff, which is like when I hear you talking about it, I feel like, that you're sort of, and I think that's why it's a really good podcast. You're verbalising how a lot of people feel, kind of thing, and stuff like that.
I heard Anthony Hopkins carries a little photo of himself when he was a little boy in his wallet, and just sometimes gets out and goes, "Well done, mate."
Yeah, because that's the shadow. There's a version of yourself that brings you shame. So for you,
Joe didn't like that,
didn't he?
Why didn't he like that?
Joe's very
weird.
against any of this sort of self-improvement
he
stuff. Weird. Sounds weird. Have a little photo of a boy. Honestly, it's me. I'm
Why
not a
did you like
pedo.
that?
Little photos of children.
Weird to me.
Why?
Sounded weird.
Why?
No, I'm joking. I just thought it'd be a fun. I thought it'd be a funny moment to turn my nose up at something.
Yeah, sorry. It got a bit earnest there.
Explaining it.
There's a Jonah Hill has done a film on Netflix about his therapist.
I saw that. Yeah,
And he's really good.
him having therapy, right?
Yeah, and talking about the process of it and stuff like that. But it's really interesting. If anyone's
what's
feeling
going on?
like that.
Is this because he on stuff looks like he sort of sometimes not lashes out, but he's quite sensitive about
his
stuff,
weight
isn't
and
he?
things like that, yeah. But he goes through all those things where it's called, his therapist calls it the shadow. So your shadow, David, would be that boy who's written that thing and he's reading it out loud, and he go, "Oh, just shut up! You're gonna make us stand out from the crowd. You're gonna make us get bullied. It's all gonna go wrong. Everyone's gonna know what you want to do, and it'll probably go wrong." So he brings you sort of shame, and it's about accepting that part of you and bringing it in rather than feeling embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
We've started doing this. We're going to start doing this music section.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can't play any fucking music on.
No, yeah.
It'll be the worst
Which I
fucking
was
episode ever.
Yeah.
Well, you want more music? It's a bit showy off, isn't it? Having music on it.
Yeah,
He does that showing off having music on a podcast. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Oh, I'm not listening to that. I've got fucking music on it. Who do they think they are? Doing my head in.
Fucking
No,
hell.
he's got a point. He has got a point. Rob's got a point.
Even, if everyone just wore grey clothes and even that, look at his shade of grey he's wearing.
Well, it would get smaller, wouldn't it? Why is he wearing such a grey?
Who does he think he is? That's such a different grey. Look at the thread.
Oh, fucking just wear
Fucking
grey.
hell. It's funny you saying about fucking shit on stage.
Yeah.
I totally had that terribly in my 20s.
Well, sometimes I like, when I get that voice, I sort of, rather than trying to like sedate it by going, well, I'm not that because I've done this. Don't answer it. Just let it flood out. And basically it just ends up with my brain screaming, you're a cunt at myself. You're a cunt. You're shit. And then actually it gets to a point where it's so insane that I'd sort of just laugh at it because I'm like, that's like sadistic. And that's part of my anxiety telling me that. It's mad.
Yeah. I can't help but feel everyone has this in some form or another.
I do think it's varying degrees, the same way as some people get like, because it's just still physical mental health. Like if people are built differently for whatever reason, some people just their knees go at a young age, and that kind of thing, or there's certain things. So certain people are more, just and also as well, if you do have it, it does attract you to comedy or some sort of showing off thing because you can prove it. I've done, you can sort of prove it and answer those questions going, you're shit. Well, how can I? I've just done a film that's won an award,
Exactly.
And you try to answer it.
I mean, it is crazy, isn't it, when you walk in a room with like 500 people, 1,000 people, and you go, fucking hell, that's the only person stood up there pointing that way. What's going on up there? Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
But we talk about...
Why haven't any of these...
Yeah, that's what we used to always say. Go, why you? Why are you the one talking? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Interesting. But it's so much fun as well. That's the thing. It's playing as well.
Well, exactly. But if you put too much pressure on it, that's when your head starts to go. You sort of got to find that that the passion when you first started, when we was all doing just open mic gigs, it was purely play and passion of like, oh, this is a fun thing.
Hello, Chatter Biscuits and Chatter Biscuits with nuts, etc. If you're enjoying this podcast, you need to get on our Patreon. You will get early access to ad-free episodes. There'll be videos and behind-the-scenes sneaky pics. It's basically a place where we all hang out together. And also, you'll be given instant access to our Discord community, which is a friendly place where Chatter Biscuits share stuff and talk to one another. It's like a nice Twitter, basically. So just go to patreon.com/chatterbix. Also, Patreon is also an app you can download onto your phone. All for the price of a coffee. Once a month, you pay a few quid, and you become a VIP Chatter Biscuit. That's what you like. Sign up at patreon.com/chatterbix. The link is in the description of this episode. There, done. Do you know what? There's over 1,000. We've got over 1,000 patrons at the moment.
Patreon, give it to me. Patreon, I need it, girl. Patreon, give it to me. Patreon, I need it, girl. Give it to me. Wow. Patreon, I need it, girl. Patreon, give it to me. Patreon, I need it, girl.
I'll put a honk in there. Just have us cracking up.
Quick honk.
Infuriate people.
I'll start demanding no honks in my episodes. I'll only come on if you don't honk.
The amount of people that really are down on the honks, and also they text each other stuff.
You can't text each other. That is mental. You feel so ostracised. Yeah, and you should do stuff like when you talk about trainers, upload the photo of the trainers to the web, to Instagram, whatever it is. Then people feel more involved.
Thing is, I always saw it as record the first 30 minutes, whatever is being said, and then if you're saying things that you can't, then you just bleep it out.
But what about if it turns out that drives people up the fucking wall, though? You just
But it doesn't. They're fucking knobheads.
But we get told a lot, like, we're not listening.
You can't honk. You can't honk that much, and then text each other. The best
I love honks. They remind me. I love honks. Makes me laugh. Honks.
When you watch The Line of Duty, when you're watching it and it gets to the reveal, and then just two of the main characters text each other who the killer was and giggle, and then it's.
Yeah, but I'll be the guy going, "Oh, this is quirky. I quite like this one."
No one has ever done that before. That's what makes Line of Duty unique. Okay, so less people watch it, but the ones that watch it
really like it.
Rob.
Yes.
When you first started parenting Hal, did you know how successful it was going to be?
Let's get to the numbers as quick as we can.
You want to do numbers?
No, not numbers, but did you
I want to know numbers.
Well, we're not in the charts anymore, so you've gone up a level, and you've gone up a position.
Yeah, we're still not fucking ahead of you.
No, I don't. For some reason, everyone else shifted up one, then someone leapfrogged us.
Oh no!
What you're asking, David, is when you started, did you go, "That's relatable"? That would get some numbers, or were you less cynical?
No, so it was totally just something to do, and we were making each other laugh.
Lockdown started in lockdown, right?
Lockdown, yeah. Me and Josh were already messaging about having kids, and he was messaging me loads because I think I was the only person he knew with 2 kids, and it made him feel better. And then so we just did, and I just found it fun. And then it was just so boring lockdown that I was like, I get to talk to different comedians, and so many good names were available, so we got like Jonathan Ross, Jack D straight away, and we were banking like getting loads. And originally we were just doing interviews, and then we decided to do a chatty one, and the chatty one does better than the interviews. Some interviews do really well, but the chat one does really well. So so all that sort of stuff sort of was very organic. It just sort of grew itself. But what we did make sure we did was made sure that we always would out on a Tuesday and on a Friday, and made it quite clear and consistent. And we just did loads at that time, and we knew exactly. And I think that's the biggest thing. If you're not going to do a podcast, everyone knowing exactly when it comes out and what it is.
I remember your speech to me about that.
And it becomes people's schedule. Yeah. And it should
imagine if Match of the Day was out at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday and then Saturday.
and they honked to the goals.
Yeah.
And Gary Lineker texts to score to cheer up. Terry, you just saw that playing with him.
They just wouldn't tell you who scored.
Yeah. But yeah, consistency's key, basically, I think. But then once it got going, I was like, we realised that there wasn't anyone doing what we were doing. The only other sort of parenting ones were quite wholesome and earnest, either academic or people like really like this. I love my kids so much, and we were comedians moaning about it, and that wasn't really happening. And I realised, obviously this is a massive market for this, but we didn't realise it when we did it.
Beautiful.
Are you competitive with Off Menu?
Not anymore. No, I'm joking. no, but genuinely, from doing that sort of therapy, I thought that being number one meant
You're
something.
Man City, they're Spurs. We're Aston Villa.
We are. I'm happy with Villa. I thought you were going to say like.
Or Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham's. Yeah.
Well, I don't even. I'll be totally honest with you. I don't even look at the charts. Josh was a little bit more competitive than me, but I would have been disgustingly competitive until I sort of did therapy and nearly had a breakdown. I would have gone, right, we've got to do this, got to do that. But now I'm genuinely don't care.
I miss the old Rob.
I used to, when I first started comedy, I read everyone's Wikipedia page, like Russell Howard, all the people that were a few years ahead of me, and made sure that I was either at the same level as them at the same age, like 1 year in, 2 years in, or above.
This is brilliant.
And I would be obsessed. I would go down and go, right, boom, 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 right, they've done that, I've got to do that.
Unhealthy, isn't it?
Mental. Insane. Sanely, because I had no self-worth outside of performing, so I felt like shit. I went on stage, everyone clapped and cheered, I felt good, but then I put too much self-worth in the reaction of the crowd, so that when it went bad, I was a piece of shit. When it went good, I was the king.
Yeah.
And it was up,
never
down,
too
up,
high,
down,
never too low, Rob.
Exactly. But now I've sort of calmed down a bit.
David's got a therapist character.
I know.
Which I've noticed. It's kind of...
It's sort of know-it-all.
Yeah, sing-songy.
But lovable.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Never too high, never too low.
never too high, never too low.
Never too low.
Yeah.
Smoke.
Thank you, Clarence. Not at all.
But
Clarence, yeah, he looks like a Clarence.
you had that when you started, didn't you, Joe? I think you said before that you used to get really like competitive with
Used to.
people.
Used
No,
to.
all right, it still is.
Fuck me, I want to burn you to the ground, Rob.
Used to. It must have lessened a bit. No, it hasn't lessened, has it? When was the last time you looked at the charts? Definitely in the last 48 hours.
I was
Definitely.
just thinking, as we were talking about, I've been licking my lips.
Have you looked at what the chart's saying?
I'm having a little look now. Let's have a little look. I haven't done this in hours. I only get up once in the night to look at it now.
Once a night. I love that. Oh.
So you're currently 7th in the charts.
What's 7th in the charts? Is this the Apple charts?
Yeah, Parents in Hell.
We're only on Spotify now, so I don't know why we're still in the charts.
That's fucking annoying. You're not even in the fucking thing.
What episode's that?
No, that we go for the overall. We can't do the episode one. That's too depressing.
Oh, don't look at the episodes.
Okay.
Wait,
No.
it really is. It's like
come on.
We're 24th.
I hate it.
We're 24th in the overall comedy charts. We're
That
one
is
behind Atletico
awful.
Minsk, Tartmaster, The Wittering.
That is shite. That is shite.
We're behind. We're behind some. We're behind obviously Owl and Wolf and Owl's constantly ahead of us.
Honestly, sometimes if I look at the episode charts and see who's ahead of us, fuck off, mate.
yeah. And there's just me being competitive. Obviously, David's very much better than me, as you can tell. David is the grown-up.
Well, the problem is now it's not just comedy anymore. Like the charts, that you've got all the news channels coming in now. So there's like the rest is
Yeah, we're
politics
doing a
and
news
stuff.
show.
You doing a news one?
We're going to read the news every morning.
So I'm a Patreon, right? And I still don't know when an episode comes out. Is it every day?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, every day.
Every day. But do they always come out on this day, or do they come down in batches?
What to the
Patreon.
regular? Oh, in Patreon they come out when they're edited, so we might.
Right, okay.
I might chuck
A few out at once, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about radio too?
Yeah. I was in the car a couple of weeks ago. What were you talking about? I think you were talking about toilet rolls. I don't know if you remember that.
Toilet rolls?
But I said to my son, I know this guy.
He's a big Chatter biscuit.
7.
He won't care.
And he wanted me to text you about toilet rolls. I said I'll text him now if you want.
You should have, but I'm going to give you a shout out.
Did you pretend to text him?
No, I will. I'll
Getting a
text him
shout
now
out on the
if you
radio
want.
is still fun, though, isn't it? I don't know why. With all new modern technology, if someone gives you a shout out on the radio, it's exciting, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the best thing in the world. If you ever want to do it, Rob, if you want to give Chatterbix a big shout
Yeah, but I
out,
don't think I could just shout out Chatter. I could say David and Joe in matching
just say
clothes in the south of
Chatterbix, 'cause
England.
To say David and Joe will not get people to the pod.
I don't think the average Radio 2 listener from Chatterbix is going to go and hunt that out.
Yeah, so you
What's
need
it
to
like
find
sitting in that
a way
studio?
to get them to do that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, what's it like to sit in the studio? It's
Having your own desk and going, I'm called Rob and I'm on Radio 2.
my first.
How's this happened?
Well, the first ever show, I was very nervous, obviously. I was covering for Claudia Winkleman, and her show's like the biggest weekend show in Europe. Gets like 5 million listeners.
In Europe?
Yeah, like, they always say that because they can't beat American numbers. But
Right,
yeah, so
sure.
it's like the biggest radio show in Europe at a weekend. And I said, hello, it's Rob Beckett. You're listening to Absolute Radio. By accident.
You?
Yeah, on my first ever link.
How do people respond to that in studio? They kind of, or are they?
He just went, and I put a song on. I was like, oh yeah, did that. But it was just when you do Absolute commercial radio, it is drilled into you. You say your name into the station, like straight at the top, Rob Beckett, Absolute Radio, and then you do it. So it's like it's like you don't even think you're doing it. So I just went back into muscle memory of that.
Why
'cause I
do
was
you
nervous.
have to do that all the time? Look, I know it's probably just to reinforce the brand, but what is
Tell them who
that?
they're I guess you don't know who you're listening to when you're in the car.
I think so. Yeah, I just got told that and always did it. So I did it by accident, Radio 2. But But yeah, they were quite relaxed about it. But it is a big nerve-wracking thing. But like,
Oh my God.
you just get used
How
to.
long are the gaps with you talking between songs? Do you ever have like 5-10 minutes, Phil, or is it only a couple of minutes?
No, it's normally like at most 3 minutes, something like that. It's never
And do you have
massive
loads
long.
of stuff to fall back on? Like you've got like a list of, if in doubt, talk about that or.
Well, sometimes they give you a script where it's properly written out for you, like an auto cue almost. You just read out.
Do they?
But I don't like that. I get lost, so I just do bullet points, and they'll just say, "Welcome to the show. This is what we're talking about. This is the phone now. We've got this coming up." Just bullet points of what it is, and then I'll just go off on that.
So
if I
there's
start
loads
reading.
of planning. You're not like just turning up and going.
No, not for me, really. They have to produce the scripts on the radio too. Like, sort of, you know, they know what you're saying. So I'll turn up. What time? So I'd normally turn up R3-4, shows at 5. I'll go in and maybe pre-record a like phone call sometimes with someone about something if they can't do it live and it's a really good story. But normally I just sort of turn up there, have a quick chat about what we're doing, get us something to eat, and then go straight on. But you just—it's
Who
like any
sits
job.
in
the more
your
you do-
chair? Who sits in your chair on the other?
Zoe Ball sits there. Ryland
Wow.
sits there. Ken Bruce, Scott Mills, and Sarah Cox are in the other studio.
I've got a signed picture of Ken Bruce on my wall.
So I didn't know Ken Bruce was when I first. So I did.
Really?
I went on Radio 1, Radio 2 breakfast years ago when I first started doing comedy, and I went in another room to record something. They went, "Oh, that's Ken Bruce's chair." I was like, "Oh, great!" And my stock response was always like, "Oh, my mum will be so excited." I was like, "I got no idea who the fuck Ken Bruce is." Do you know what I mean? We didn't listen to that, you know, growing up. But it was not what we listened to. Then I found out, you know, he's this legend. But
He is.
yeah.
Do you
But I think
enjoy doing it? Do you get excited about doing the radio?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll get. I think when I first started, everything was ignorance is bliss. Like because I was quite young and I just went into it. I had no other sort of options to do anything, and then I got a bit. And then looking back now, I go, I can't believe I sort of did that, and I didn't sort of care or read into the sort of implications of it all. So it's quite a blessing. But no, I do enjoy it. It's great. I love doing anything properly live. Podcasts are fun, but when it's live, you don't know what you're going to say, what you're going to do. Especially you get loads of good callers.
Will you always do it, do you think? Do you reckon you'll just
Oh yeah, as long
always
as
try and fit it in?
Yeah, as long as they'll have me. It's only sort of 2 hours on a Sunday.
They'll have you.
But yeah, no, it's great. And it's good because it's at the end of the weekend. I don't think I could do it on a Saturday because I'd miss the kids. I wouldn't see them. You know, it's quite an important day, Saturday morning, Saturday daytime, isn't it, with the kids? It's like the whole weekend. If you miss that, then you don't see them at all.
What shift do you do at the moment?
5 till 7 on a Sunday.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Well, you're going to do it. Well, you're not going to do it while you're away, obviously, remotely or whatever.
I've done a couple of pre-records and they're getting a cover in for a couple of weeks.
How do you
and then
feel
I'm back.
about that? Are you worried they might be too good?
No, because it just even if they, because if they are, I just have to accept they are, and I don't do that anymore. Me worrying about it won't make.
You've got it sorted,
well
Rob.
played. Well played.
Well, it's not, and even with when you say, are you nervous about doing Radio 2? I'd sit there and go, you know, I'm doing Radio 2. It's like the biggest station in the country. It's an institution. People love it. But I'll go on and be me, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, I'll do something else.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is, isn't it? The same way as if I tried to be on the PGA Tour, I'd hit the first ball and go, you know what, I might slide off. So you don't have to be good at everything. You just find the thing, you know what I mean? But you find out. And the worst case scenario is, you're not very good at that. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, I'll do something else.
I'm just imagining you giving.
What about if you don't know if you're not very good? And yet you do lose, not you, but I'm just thinking about times in my life where I go, I don't think I'm very, or am I good? Am I all right?
Well, the key, it's not about you being good. It's about whether you enjoy it. It's up to the person booking you if they keep booking you. What would be your ideal day, David, if you woke up and had to do something?
I genuinely I get
Just
up,
this.
I do this, I edit it, I go and see the kids.
Right, and then is that just because it's easy? So like,
It's because it's fun, it's varied, I'm at home. It's creative. I don't have to say goodbye to my kids. I fucking hate that.
That is hard.
And they've now reached the age where I don't think it's any good if I go now, because especially my middle boy, I'm like, I don't know how this is going to help him.
yeah.
That's how it feels like. I don't know how it's going to help him if I earn 15 grand, 20 grand.
Yeah.
It's not going to.
But it is a balance as well, though. If you've got to look after the kids and put them first, but also make sure you're enjoying yourself, because they'll soon leave and fuck off, and you're sat there going,
Yeah, but I want them to fuck off being confident and feeling all right.
yeah, rather than going away. But yeah, no, I get that.
But it's so fucking hard because you get offered something, you go, oh fuck fucking hell, it's only fucking 3 weeks. Come on. And then we'll fit, and then it allows you to be at home, and
Well, yeah, exactly. And also as well, I find myself, I'm a better sort of husband and dad and friend if I'm enjoying myself and I'm centered and sorted, because then I can do all the other stuff and it sort of falls into place a bit. But it is a constant balance.
Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. Yeah, but it's that. Last time I went away was in March. And that saying goodbye, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I think I have to stop for a bit until I feel like they're a little bit. Yeah,
fair enough.
But you know, so Spielberg might ring up. See you later, Kitty Winks.
Daddy's going to be an alien.
In the background
For a month.
I had trouble with my Wi-Fi, baby girl, chatting to each other. We're called chatterbacks, just a couple of guys. I had trouble with my Wi-Fi, baby girl, chatting to each other. We're called chatterbacks, just a couple of guys. Baby girl, baby girl, we're called chatterbacks. Baby girl,
Can you two just do a big tour where you do Gittins and Joe, you do your stand up in the first section, then you do Chatterbix second? I'd buy a ticket to that.
Imagine the self-loathing on that stage.
You might need to employ someone just for morale and self-belief.
Do you know what my thing would be? I'd go on stage and fuck off, bring the countdown, bloke. Oh,
no, but the problem is now someone will scream, sit down.
Oh yeah, after this.
Now they know this, but then that's good because you got to. What's in the way is the way, David.
Well,
you've got to stand there on stage as Gittins and someone shouts, sit down. You can even make it part of the show, and then you just plow on. Get it out of the way, and then and then it's gone. Then isn't it?
Or cry. Imagine crying. Fucking hell.
Crying.
He didn't sit
take
down.
the glasses off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Or you can make it really Edinburgh like showy, and you take your glasses off and go, and I didn't sit down.
But if you did it that way, you'd be
wonderful.
Waiting for an encore and not getting one.
I haven't got anything else. I haven't written anything else to come back onto.
Fuck. How much, when you do your shows, Rob, how much heckling do you get related to other TV stuff you've done?
A little bit at the top. A little bit at the top. I talk to the audience quite a bit, and then people will heckle. It depends how much they've drunk and where it is, but get a bit of where's Romesh, stuff like that. The standard response is you don't get the both of us for this price on a Wednesday in Southend, something like that. That kind of stuff.
There you go.
And just deal with it, and it's just practice. But but sometimes they'll heckle and it's funny, and you just sort of laugh along with it.
Some comedians like Jimmy, obviously I know why, but Kevin Bridges gets shitloads of shit. Kevin gets so much shit, people shouting at him. I don't know.
Do you know what I think it is? I think he's so superbly talented and unbelievable. However, he's presented, which is the truth, as just a normal bloke, and he is just a normal bloke, and everyone in that crowd sees themselves in him and see themselves or their friend down the pub, and they feel like they own him a little bit, and they feel like they're just chipping in with their mate in the pub. That's what it is, and they can't.
You must get a bit of that, Rob. You must have
a little bit, but once if you give it to them back, I'll give it back. I'm quite friendly, but if they give it to me, I will try and ruin them. Like that's my sort of like I won't go for anyone, but if they go for me, then I will go back. And then it is a little bit of an alpha male sort of back and forth kind of thing. But you just sort of have to try and control him. But yeah, he gets loads. But also it's harder for him. He's in bigger rooms than me, so he can't see the person. Where in a big room like that, if someone keeps shouting from the back, they're not, and they don't engage.
What
with
do you
who
do
they are.
then? What do you do? You just have to plough on until someone goes over and says, "Stop shouting at Kevin, please."
Yeah, normally they quiet themselves down, really. But I'll sort of go. I'll sort of engage with them and go, "What's your name, mate? What did you do? What, you know?" Or if they heckle, I try and unpack the heckle where they normally do like a joke ahead of time and stuff. But yeah, you just do. I don't really know really. It's what happens in the moment.
I did a tour show in Exeter, and there was a guy in the front row, and he just kept doing Derek quotes at me.
Well, it's difficult for you because you're in character as Gittins.
But I said at the end, honestly, I really try to have fun with it.
Because he's trying to be nice as well, because he's a big fan.
Yeah.
Sort of not nice, but he's not going your shit. He's basically
it was starting to piss off other people. And it got to the end, and I went, like, partly in character, partly, I was going to go off and come back on dressed as a rat, but I'm not going to now. Good night.
That's a great way to
thinking I was going to absolutely ruin their evening with
A rat costume.
But honestly, I went off in a huff.
In character. Have you ever done David Earl just yourself stand up?
I don't know what I'd do, Rob. I don't know what my angle would be.
What you're doing now, but with to more people. Your angle would be you stressed about performing, and then funny bits.
Fucking hell. But you need jokes. You need jokes.
True. They come though. They come in time. When you're going to tour, aren't you, Joe?
I'm doing stand-up at the moment, not after last night's performance, but...
Oh, what happened?
I'm just trying stuff, and there was a very big lull, but it's fine.
You wouldn't be personal, would you, Joe? You'd just do jokes.
Yeah. Got no interest in
do you do that? What's your kind of show like, Rob?
Mine's very sort of personal stories. Basically, any funny stuff that's happened to me in the last, since the last tour, I'll sort of repeat out loud, and then it's merging a bit more into like my views on things, a little bit like like smoking. I've got a long bit about smoking and smokers, about like there's really how committed they are. They're not allowed to advertise them to, and you have to go to the shop and they've hidden it and all this and stuff like that, and slagging off charity fundraising marathons and stuff like that. So it's merging a little bit. Before it used to be just purely my mum and dad are like this, because that's all I had, but now it's a bit more. And you know why it's changed is because I was so scared. I used to just talk about me because I was like, well, that's, people, I've got loads of funny stories. I enjoy doing it, and I'm not going to piss anyone off by having a view on something. Not like I'm not having mad views, but like I wouldn't want to slag off a cyclist in case cyclists didn't come to my gig anymore. But that was all propelled by fear and the poverty mindset of, I can't jeopardise this. And that creatively constricted me a little bit, and it was a bit too safe and a bit too, and it was funny stuff, but I wasn't really going a step beyond. But now I'm sort of like, I don't give a shit. This is what I think's funny, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Whatever my crowd ends up being. And actually, I felt very liberated by doing that. And it's really, and I think Josh as well, I'd say he never did anything personal. It was all jokes. He'd just do observations of like, have you noticed this? You noticed that? You wouldn't know Josh is as a person. And I think since doing the podcast, I don't know if he's translated on stage, but it does open you up to an audience more, because you're being honest and vulnerable, and they feel connected with you, and that's what people want, because people love both of you, and they obviously do your jokes, but it is different.
Do you know what? You completely, because I've just done Twitch, and I've just sort of gone on as myself and doing this. The idea of going on stage as a character now and not being personal, I'm like,
it'll feel weird. You could do your opening, you could do your support, but if you look at someone like Sean Locke, who's one of the greatest, he was really odd. He was almost like a character, like you do characters, isn't it? Just sort of wacky sort of views on things. No, you hate the word wacky, but you know what I mean. But then also, he'd be a bloke who goes Chelsea, loves a pint, and thinks someone's a fucking prick. And he would present that side.
The further on as well, he became more personal. I noticed, like it was less.
It's all more shield, isn't it? A lot.
Yeah, it was more like family and relationships, and not still great angles and stuff, but it was all started from a personal point and then would go off.
Yes, exactly. Where before he used to be really sort of out there, didn't he? But then I think after a while, the audience go, "Oh, yes, it's good, but we like you. I want to hear from you," kind of thing.
Yeah. I feel like now if I did a character, I'd go, why is David doing that? Why can't he just talk?
If I come to see you and you did Gittins for a whole hour, I'd be like, "Oh, this is great," but David Earl is just as good, if not a more interesting comic voice to me as a sort of comedy fan, and and stuff like that. And same, but then it's what you enjoy doing, I'd also find it really weird if Harry Hill just come out and started moaning about doing the washing.
Well, yeah, because I was just thinking about Tim Vine. I want Tim Vine to be Tim Vine. I love going to see Tim Vine. I think it's one of the most I've ever laughed in my life, and it's just like 180 jokes about puffins or chimneys or whatever.
Exactly. It's all personal taste.
If Tim Vine was the real Tim Vine, you might enjoy that more.
Well, yeah, because he's a fucking nutter, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? If Tim Vine actually opened up about his day, I'd be like, "This is unbelievable." You know what I mean? What the fuck?
It would be good.
His show got a little bit weirder because it became personal.
Oh, fuck.
But like I say, it's all different tastes and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it would be weird for you, David, just to do Gittins now. Well, your character's a bit you, isn't it, Joe? Like, where Gittins is completely different. Where it is a little bit you with strange observations, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just that the angle's not me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the stuff I talk about is not personal in any way. Any way. It's all complete lies. And I'm much more comfortable doing that. Like, I don't want to talk about anything in my actual life. Like, generally.
You do on here, though, don't you?
Yeah, and then I feel weird about it.
Feel vulnerable.
Feel vulnerable.
Keep it all locked away.
Down.
You can't move forward without feeling vulnerable. That's what your character would say, your therapy character.
Clarence should have said that, really.
Clarence.
Would you like to move forward? Feel free to stay in the same position.
What's in the way is the way. Child.
All right, mate. 47.
Well, just, I wasn't aimed at you in general, Joe. But if you want to take that as you, that's fine.
Fuck me.
No. I thought you was going to ask me about the England football team. Did you not see my goals I scored, David?
I fucking did, and that annoyed me.
What?
I was going to text you, Joe. I was going to go, he's literally curling
Have you not
free
seen
kicks
it?
next to Bellingham.
Let me
not have done.
Let me
Are
send
you a
this.
footballer, or did they catch you on a good day there? Because you've got a nice little technique going there.
Right.
So
Is it on YouTube?
If you go to my Instagram...
Your little volley into the bottom left.
Hang on, there's someone at the door, 1 second.
Yeah, check this out. He's basically doing what we
dreamed. The whole point of the England song was fucking...
I've got to read you this review someone said of our England song.
Oh, God.
It's fucking brilliant.
Hello, I'm back.
I've
You
got to
watching
find
it?
this.
Go on. Oh, do you want me to WhatsApp it to you?
I know, I'm going to your Instagram.
Go to my Instagram.
Is it the one, nice to meet you, but it's one of the worst days of my life?
No, the one below that. If you go to the...
Oh, the black and white one?
The black and white one.
Fucking hell, that's Mount. What the fuck? You look like a footballer.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Romish doesn't. Fucking hell.
Well, there's a free kick.
That's a
Which one? Are you looking at the free kick or the volley? There's what?
The free
is it a
kick,
volley?
There's a volley at the end.
Yeah, the volley's
Jesus
good.
Christ, you played a bit of football, didn't you?
Did you, Rob?
Well, I'm all right. No, not a very high level at all. But I'm a decent footballer. But I'm.
God, you got shape when you hit that.
Yeah, but I've got
outside
zero stamina. I'm one of them, like the bloke at Five-a-side who sits in the middle pinging it about. That's all I can. I can't.
Yeah, but that's usually like.
But I got to 16 and I'm sort of very stocky and wide, and I just didn't. Most footballers just almost like long distance runners that can kick a ball to a point, and I just didn't. I just couldn't keep up with the fitness side of it.
Rob, what's it like? What's it like hanging out with England footballers? Being in amongst them. Do they feel like little boys?
Petrifying.
Is it?
Do
they feel really young?
So I didn't touch them.
Bellingham's reaction to your volley, sorry.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
I really want to know this.
sorry, it's petrifying because they'll come out. So first and foremost, you're in the clingiest, thinnest tracksuit that shows up every lump and bump, and then what walks out is 23
all right, actually.
of the most ripped, muscly men
Gorgeous.
or boys. All good. Grealish is unbelievable in the flesh. It's just like, oh, fuck's sake. Also, it's quite
Do you
big.
get it? Do you get it? Why
I get it. I get it.
You get it. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just they're so. It was almost like, you know, like being on a safari and seeing like cheetahs in the way they walk. They sort of glide, or they're just different beings. And stuff. So yeah, it was quite scary. And like I say, I'm a decent footballer. I did have a particularly good day that day. I also hit at one point, they couldn't get it in the edit, but Romesh goes to kick it for another free kick, and I roll the ball back. And he trips over, then I kick it and go, watch this one, and he hit the crossbar. But if that went in, that would have been mental. But yeah, that was a particularly good day.
Ping any balls around? Did you see them kick the balls around?
Not really. They were sort of like a PR day, and they just did a bit of light training and met a few of there was kids up there and stuff. But yeah, it was amazing to be around them and just unbelievable.
And do they really feel like young? Like boys, young men, really young men.
Yeah. You
Who have
definitely
got the
notice
weight of the country on their shoulders.
Do you know what? They didn't. They looked quite light. Maguire did look like that was a particularly sort of difficult time for him. Maguire, he looked a bit stressed with it all. But yeah, it must be hard to manage that. Like men, you know, the voices we get in our heads. Imagine what football Twitter's like.
Oh my god!
It's insane.
It's all
it must be brutal,
isn't it? Have you listened to any of the Peter Crouch podcast?
Yes, some of it. Yeah.
It's amazing how he talks about going away with England, and he basically says, so they're going to like Paraguay for a game or whatever. He just leaves his house with his house keys. That's it.
Really, and they sort it all
out. Yeah, they just walks out the house and there's a car waiting for them. They get in. He's just in his jeans and t-shirt and he's going to Paraguay. and he gets there and so the lads who are with him are going, well, where's your pants and all that for the next 4 days? And they're like, oh, they'll sort out my pants.
Yeah, they're like children. They are young though.
It's unbelievable, but they're not 4. They're 20, you know, he was probably like 26.
Yeah, but they've had that since they were like 15, 16, all the way through.
Peter Crouch is really sort of like on it as well. He knows it's bizarre, but he lived it. And he's like, just got in this car. So they're driven to this private airport and then flown, and then they get there and they're like, oh, I've got to go to bed now. There's your toothbrush. There's your...
Yeah.
And it's like, it's fucking insane.
What I did pick up on was that some of the new people in the squad did feel a bit like first day of school sort of vibes. Like Ward Prowse was in the squad, and he was chatting to him. But you could sense he was a bit like, you know, who do I talk to? Like, because he's the only one from Southampton there. It's not like, you know, if Ben White gets called up, he knows Saka and he knows. Who else
of course.
And it's like,
do you think at that level you're going, fucking hell, Grealish is a bit better at me than...
Well, this is another thing that Crouch said. The training, he says, is insane. The level goes up.
Yeah.
So
Foden, like, when you see Foden's technique, it's unbelievable.
Do you see his goal that weekend?
Oh, he hit it so hard, like an arrow.
But don't you ever look at him and go, he looks like a tiny little thing. And
they are so thin. That's what I know. It's all of them. Even people like John Stones, who you think's like the big guy. There's just nothing of them. They're just so like...
Not even ripped, like it's lean. Annoying because their job is to stay hunky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have to do it alongside.
Even if they're the ugliest man in the world, their body is
amazing.
Imagine
if you had to be hunky to be a comedian.
Yeah, so every day part of your job was to be like, right, go and run for ages, so you and eat these foods, so your BMI is 4.
Oh God,
and everyone,
I couldn't do it. I wasn't genetically blessed.
I'd like the end result, but then. Do you ever look at ones and go, as soon as he finishes, he's going to absolutely balloon?
Yeah.
Because he's holding on for dear life.
Well, it's like Luke Shaw and Rooney got used for that, didn't they? Lads, I've got to go. Yeah. Sorry, lads, I've got to go.
Oh, no,
is that all right?
I love it when the guests say I've got to fuck off. Yeah. I love that.
Well, my parents are out with me, and we're taking them to the seaside nice. For a bit of fish and chips. Yeah, so my mum's brother lives out here, so I brought them out. So
amazing.
Yeah, so they're having the time of their life. But thanks very much. I'll come back on as well. I'm out here for a long time, so I can always pop on again. I'm around
please.
If you fancy it.
Oh, please do, Rob.
Sorry if that wasn't funny enough and we went a bit deep, but I quite enjoyed it.
That's great.
But I want to say, before I go, I just want to say, you're not showing off. You're brilliant at what you do. Everyone loves it and enjoys it. Just go out and do it. without beating yourself up.
I'm
'Cause
putting
otherwise,
a
what's the
drum
point?
beat underneath that.
Oh, yes.
Or we could just not put it out.
What, the whole episode? Fair enough. Just a 1 hour honk. Right, I'll see you later, lads.
test.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Do
Rob.
you want me to
Bye,
send you the
Rob.
audio
Thanks a
file?
million,
God, I
mate.
nearly said love you then.
Love you.
Love you.
I love you
Say
too.
it. Love you.
I love you too. I love what you do.
Love
Do
you.
more of it and stop whinging.
I love opening up. Bye.
Stop thinking. Just do it. Right,
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.
Before I go, I just want to say, you're not showing off. You're brilliant at what you do. Everyone loves it and enjoys it. Just go out and do it without beating yourself up. And before I go, I just want to say, you're not showing off. You're brilliant at what you do. Everyone loves it and enjoys it. Just go out and do it without beating yourself up. Before I go, I just want to say, you're not showing off. You're brilliant at what you do. Everyone loves it and enjoys it. Just go out and do it without beating yourself up. Before I go, I just want to say, you're not showing off. You're brilliant at what you do. Everyone loves it and enjoys it. Just go out and do it without beating yourself up. Before I go, I just want to say, you're not showing off. You're brilliant at what you do. Everyone loves it and enjoys it. Just go out and do it without beating yourself up. Before I go, I just want to say, you're not showing off. You're brilliant at what you do. Everyone loves it and enjoys it. Just go out and do it without beating yourself up.
Baby girl, you know.